So we're going to be talking about our last stop, which was
Koh Phangan.
Koh Phangan. So we got off the ferry and took us a little minute to get our transfer.
The two lads grabbed us and was like, "Oh, we can give you a taxi. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, we'll go for a taxi. It doesn't matter.
And they pull up two motorbikes, expecting us to get on the back with our big backpacks. We were like, no, thank you.
It's not happening.
So we sat down on the little tables and chairs they had near the pier, non-stop playing the Tonight.
Waterfall party. Pull up to the Airbnb and it's a sea view villa. That's where we filmed it after.
Yeah, we'll show it here. There's like a party area and a hippie area. We're in the hippie area and you can obviously tell because all the restaurants are like vegan poke bowls, acai bowls. So we go to that spot, rent a bike for the first time, which was the best decision ever.
Like a moped.
So this is the first time that I felt like I was actually living on the island rather than just visiting and, you know.
Yeah, because we really set up. It was like...
we had our own little house, we had our own little bike. We got to know people around the place, so like this was it.
Yeah, we drove up and found a little beach bar like on a cliff, and then it started raining. We were like, all right, let's go back. And it rained out the heavens that night, like proper stormy. We just like opened up the front door and sat right at the door as the wind was like billowing, so to get a bit of coolness.
Yeah, it was such a tropical storm.
Yeah.
And then the next morning we had gotten some breakfast items and I had my little Pablo Escobar breakfast just on my own because Sophia wasn't really messing with the milk or I got Fruit Loops. We just went straight out to the beach and along, and as we were walking I just started to notice that everybody's naked and I was like, oh, we have a nudist beach right here. And there's people doing yoga poses and there's some guy just doing mountain pose, just standing there willy out, just looking into the sea, just like a statue.
So we went to another beach. We brought out my version of breakfast.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was like mackerel on bread.
Niall had been dying to try these little cans of fish that looked kind of like it's from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Sweet and spicy.
Cabbage. We stayed out in the sun quite a while that morning, so we got a little bit toasted. And we read our books, we went on the swings for a little bit. Then we headed back to our bike and I noticed a coconut on the floor and I wanted to conquer a coconut all holiday. So I did that and I drank the coconut juice, the water, but it just wasn't tasty. So I still have yet to figure out the technique for extracting the tasty sap up. So now we head to the waterfall. We go for a really big, lovely drive. It gives me like Last of Us vibes, like there's an abandoned bookshop kind of and like free water if you leave a donation. So we walk up and a French couple is coming down and they look a bit vexed and she tells us that there's no water in the waterfall and the guy says like just head up if you like it's a nice hike. So we head up and just a couple of yards later we're just in the thick of it and there's like spider webs and ants everywhere biting us.
I like walked right into a spider web.
And we get the spooks, we get the heebie-jeebies and we know that there's nothing at the end of this hike except for maybe a view. So we just bail out, head right back down.
I couldn't do it.
And then there's a lady waiting at the bottom who lives there who like has set up and she's like, no water in the waterfall. We were like, yeah,
we went up, we tried, and she was like, she literally like laughed so hard. She was like, I can't,
and then on the way back we double checked the sign and in the tiniest writing it says no water. But anyway.
Yeah, we stopped for lunch, a little like vegan restaurant for lunch, and then we went in and got all new outfits. Like we went to this like kind of
handmade shop.
Yeah, and I got this like crochet skirt with a matching bag and like a nice shawl for over it, and I wasn't gonna get it, but Niall insisted.
Oh, it looked so good. Yeah,
I'm glad I did as well.
And then I got white trousers just to kind of cover the burn for the rest of the day. Then we head home and we start to explore the other side of the island, kind of behind our house, and we find the hippie commune, which is really beautifully set up, like the yoga retreat places, and there's people doing their workouts, swimming. And then we hear music and it's sound check because they're doing a concert that night, which is like some sort of yoga concert.
It's like sing along.
So I asked like what time and they're like it's in half an hour. How much? 200 baht maybe, like a $5 each. I'm like, yeah, we're there. So but we haven't had dinner, so we just leg it next door, go for dinner in the closest place that's not the poke place, and we get a little shish kebab kind of.
Turns out it's brand new as well, and the owner came up and he was talking to us and asking us where we're from, and he recommended a few places for the next day as well.
Yeah, and that restaurant was great. Like we really loved it, and we rated them highly. But we had to bounce quickly. Then we went to the concert. We slipped in a little bit late, and it felt a little bit culty, especially us wearing our like new kind of.
We wore like all white there. It felt like I was being christened or something, baptized.
Yeah. And everyone's like singing along, chanting, but
like dancing, getting really into it.
we had a good time, a good sing.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was actually class, and there was some nice messages, a couple of Hare Krishnas, a couple of
I would have
English.
joined the cult if they asked me, honestly.
Then we head back to bed feeling holy and blessed. And the next day we want to go all the way to the other side of the island to see kind of where the party beach is and the full moon party.
That's where they do the full moon party. That was where your man from the restaurant had recommended. He was like, that side of the island is, first of all, where a restaurant is called the Fisherman's Village or something.
Irish owned.
And then he said there was also going to be a festival over there.
A big rare festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we head over that side. We kind of get there. It's a bit quiet. Obviously, there's been a party the night before. It's kind of dead around there, but it's a nice area.
Yeah.
And we're feeling tired. We sit down in a place and we get kind of kicked out because it's not public. But we don't want to drink or do anything. We got coconut ice cream though.
Oh my god, I loved it.
I'm thinking I want a cold plunge for the burn. So we look it up, and there's
roasted.
this place called Wood that we nearly stayed in. It's like a workout hostel kind of hotel.
Yeah.
All the workout machines are made of wood or like natural stuff. So we pop in there, ask them, can we use the cold plunge? He's like, yeah, but we don't have swim togs. So we do a little quick side mission, get the swim togs.
Yeah.
I accidentally almost take some off a washing line of some guy, but I figure it out. We get our togs, we go in, do the plunge, and then this starts up conversation because there's lots of Americans and Scottish there, and everyone's talking about doing the cold plunge, you know, who can do it the longest.
Oh yeah.
So we make a couple of
Made some friends. They were really, really nice.
Great people. We have a sauna with them, we're all chatting, and then we've had our time in the pool, so we decide we're going to head on. So we go to that fisherman's restaurant, and it's a really gorgeous setup, and
stunning.
the food was class. We got the tom yum kind of fish soup just to try it, and it was a bit too much marine biology in there.
Niall's not big on seafood, like he can be sick, so.
It can be, yeah, but the mains were class.
We wanted to get ready because we wanted to go out to the night market festival thing that the guy had recommended to us. On the same side of the island, but we just needed a rest, so we went back. And then the drive out to the night market was first time driving at night time, and it was terrifying.
It was a little bit ropey.
It was ropey simply because it was kind of starting to rain, and then also you had to go up these like literally the hill was like this, and you're like pegging it up the hill, like trying really hard to get the scooter up.
The bike was saying oil change needed or something in kilometers, and that was kind of freaking me out, so we had to stop, text the guy, but he said it's fine, just keep
have
going.
A good night, don't worry.
We hit a couple of wobbles, but we stayed up, and then we drive into the market, and everyone's just walking, and I had to kind of like
weave through on the bike,
the busy streets. We park up, and then we just get a couple of snacks, watch some shows.
Oh, so nice. It was really cute. It was a proper like first real night market we went to.
Yeah, and you could tell it was super like local because there was very few kind of tourists there. It was like a nice little gem of knowledge that he told us that this was on, because everyone else was probably going to go to another like tourist party.
There was a half moon party that night, and we didn't go, and we actually were glad we didn't because we heard it was shit.
We were tired, yeah.
But also, he said that this place was only there every 6 months. And it was only there for a couple of days that we were really lucky it was there.
Yeah, so it was class. We tried some little mini eggs, and we also tried
the quail eggs.
We got some crackling, and we got some tasty drinks.
Yeah, the drinks were great. I got a beauty drink.
Yeah, so then this was our last night, I'm pretty sure. So we head back. We just go for one little beer to cool us down, and then we just play some darts in there.
And that was it.
That's pretty much
Went to bed.
Went to bed, yeah, and then up early.
Called it a night.
Yeah, went out to get the ferry, met a Dutch couple who told us not to drive at night.
In Vietnam,
so thank you to them. And here we are now in
Koh
Samui, right next door, so it's going good.
The last location this one is.
Yeah, we're going to be in Vietnam next, so.
Talk then.